There are many reasons for living in a beautiful place like this, but one of the challenges can be getting a high quality broadband signal, particularly if your job depends on it. I've come up here high on a hill in the Golden Valley in South Herefordshire to meet Phil Guyford, who's got a solution to this particular problem. Hi Phil, thanks for inviting me up here, but tell me, how do you go about getting a decent broadband signal in this beautiful place?
Well, we've got a 4G antenna up on the wall, which provides us with a reasonable internet connection. So we live in Abbey-Dore, so it's very quiet, kind of on the edge of the village. So when we first moved here, we got a small box that gave us 3G or 4G internet over the airwaves, which would connect to, I think, any signal it could get hold of, which was quite variable. But then we got the external aerial installed. Two guys came round with a ladder. They did lots of, like a survey really, trying the aerial in different directions to find which direction and which network was the fastest speed. And once they'd worked that out, they came back 2 or 3 weeks later, I think, and fixed the aerial to the wall, and that was it. They went away and we had internet. For work, I'm uploading and downloading a lot of stuff as a web developer, and my wife has a lot of video calls to her office. The only times we really touch the box is if the speeds drop completely or it can't really connect, then we hit the on-off button a few times, and I think when it restarts it tries to connect again, and maybe the speeds are better that time. So like most people, the internet is just part of our everyday lives now, and you almost don't think about how much you use it. So every evening we're watching Netflix or iPlayer or whatever. So one day we'll get fibre broadband and we'll have a faster, more stable connection. But until whenever that is, we've got a connection that works and lets us live a normal internet life most of the time.
Now, we all know that picking up a mobile phone signal in the middle of the countryside can be a bit hit and miss. However, that aerial on the side of the house is much better than a mobile phone at picking up a 4G signal. So even if you think you might not get anywhere, it is worth trying. And there are plenty of companies that will come and do a survey for you. And it really is worth finding out whether you can pick up a 4G signal and so improve the quality of your broadband. Not as good as fibre, but probably a lot better than you might be getting at the moment. And if you want to know more about this, there's plenty of information about this and all sorts of other things broadband related at the Fastershire website.